Hello again and welcome back to my channel. This is my third week, or my third weigh-in anyway, since being on Mounjaro. I'm still on 2.5, thinking about going on to the 5 milligrams. Not too sure as yet. I think the effects are still okay with me. In fact, for the first time yesterday, going straight into it now, first time yesterday I was eating my breakfast and I got halfway through it and I knew that I could stop eating it halfway through. It's strange. I knew if I had have eaten everything I'd have been absolutely stuffed, so I just stopped eating it halfway through, and when it got to lunchtime I was no hungrier then. So I think the effects have finally started to have finally started. I get my injection from Asda, the online doctors from there, and you keep getting well-being emails and things like that, and they've recently emailed saying it's probably time to buy your next pen, and I'm genuinely thinking about buying the 5 milligram one and short dosing, so half a dose at a time, for another reason, just to stretch it out and make it more value for money. Anyway, beyond the point. I've just noticed that I'm looking a little bit red, and that's because that me and my family have just spent the past 4 hours walking up Blackpool Front. It's a nice day. The kids play Pokemon Go, which is a very good tool to sort of get them out doing exercise without them thinking that they're doing exercise. It's brilliant. Anyway, it's roasting out there at about 32 degrees, so I've got a bit of a headache, probably down to the dehydration, so I think I'm just gonna slowly sip water all day, like I should be doing on Mounjaro anyway. Let me just tell you about a few things about my week. Breakfasts, I'm still on the overnight oats. What I tend to do is put a few scoops of oats, just not a huge amount. I keep itching. I think it's because I've been out in the sun. I've got the ginger gene, so that doesn't exactly help. A few scoops of oats, some Greek yogurt, frozen berries, which you can get from more supermarkets now. They're really good for that. A couple of tablespoons of chia seed soaked in some skim milk. A lot of people use oat milk, but I prefer skim milk because that's what we use anyway. And just mix it all up, leave it overnight, and it's brilliant. It's not too sweet. Some people put like honey and things on, but I think it's sweet enough, and it generally fills me up quite easily. So lunches, I've started using muffin tins to make, I don't know if you've ever seen the little egg muffins. So it's basically like a crustless quiche, whatever else you want to put in, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of not ham, but sometimes ham, I guess, mushrooms, spinach is used a lot. Sort of bake it until it rises, let it cool down, and then I use 2 or 3 of them, add them to some salad, and have that for my lunch. Then for dinner times, tea times, it's generally something like chicken, fish, steak, whatever, with a salad or something like that. But the fact that I'm not overly hungry a lot of the time means that I'm not getting the hunger, the cravings for anything else that I shouldn't be eating. It's like today when we were walking down the front, the kids wanted to get a hamburger for lunch. We went to one of the stalls, they got hamburgers. I really didn't want anything. My wife didn't want anything because obviously she's on Mounjaro too. Hopefully in the coming weeks I'll get her to come on camera. I think you have to feel comfortable to be able to do that. I'm not entirely sure she's there yet, but it'd be really good to sort of get her view on how things are going. We talk, but You know, it's always nice to have someone else's point of view. Anyway, let me see, what else have I got? Oh yeah, I was going to say low GI foods. I've been looking into that recently because I know that when you eat, you want to sort of have it to regulate your blood sugars, so you're not having blood sugar spikes, which makes insulin being produced and etc. things like that. So I'm looking into low GI foods. If anyone's watching and they've got really good recipes or anything that their go-to recipe, it'd be brilliant if you can add that to the comments, because it's really helpful. I mean, anything that I find that's useful, I'll post on here. But anything in the comments, I've had quite a few comments which have been really helpful. A lot of people giving advice on how they're going through things, and I've found that really useful. A lot of you who are commenting, the results that you're posting are excellent. It fills me full of confidence anyway. I've done my weigh-in today. I do my injections on Thursdays, and then I weigh in on Saturdays. That's the way that it's working for me at the moment. And let me just tell you what my weigh-in was for today. First of all, I'll go through who I am, what I weighed to start with. I'm on week 3, like I said. I'm a 51-year-old bloke from Lancashire. I've yo-yo dieted over the years, trying Atkins, trying Slim Fast. My wife went to Slimming World, so I sort of latched on her coattails for that to eat what recipes that she was making, etc. And dieting's worked for me previously. The only thing is, if I've ever got down to a weight that I've been comfortable at, that's when the problem starts. I tend to go back to my old ways, start eating takeaways, start not really doing any exercise, and it soon comes back on. But the thing is, when it comes back on with a vengeance. So you don't just gain, or for me, I didn't just gain the weight that I originally had. There was always a little bit more added on. So again, I'm trying to change my mindset on how I view food and exercise, rather than it being classed as exercise, just doing it because I like doing it. At the moment, we're walking. We live in Clitheroe in Lancashire, so we've got Clitheroe Castle. We've been up there a couple of times, just walking around the castle, going to the top of the castle. I'll post a view of what it's like when you get up there. I mean, it's lovely, especially with the weather as it is. Like I said, we've just been to Blackpool. That turned into an epic walk. We walked round some country lanes last week, and we ended up at McDonald's only for a coffee. But the McDonald's is about 4 miles away, so it ended up being like an 8-mile walk. It's mad. Again, like I said, I think this is the first week that Mounjaro has been working for me as well as it has for other people that I've seen videos of. Anyway, I digress yet again. On the 26th of June, that's when I started, I weighed in at 17 stone 1 pound, which is 239 pounds. I've converted it. Everyone's converting it. I may as well jump on the train. My first weigh-in was 3 days after, because I started doing the weigh-ins on Saturdays. So the 29th of June, I was 16 stone 8 pounds, which is 232 pounds. So I've lost 7 pounds within the space of 3 days. Again, I understand it's water weight. I don't care. It's off my body. The 5th of June, which was last week, I weighed in at 16 stone 3 pounds. There's always like and a half or a 3/4, whatever, but I'm just rounding it down. So it's 16 stone 3 pounds last week, which is 227 pounds. So I'd lost a further 5 pounds there and thereabouts from the previous week. This week, July the 12th, which is today, I weigh 15 stone £12. So, and that's £222. So I've lost a further £5 this week. And I have to say, it's been relatively easy because Mounjaro sort of takes that the cravings out your head. I haven't really been struggling with it, but there's been a couple of times where I've not felt like going for a walk. I guess I'm a little bit fatigued. I think this is where I've got to start looking at what I'm putting into my body, you know, the amount of protein, the amount of carbohydrates, etc., to fuel my body. Again, I think that'll come with time, and obviously any comments, any suggestions, that can only benefit me, and obviously I'll pass them on to you guys. You know, it's only fair that we share. Oh, that's a good. It's only fair that we share. I've started calling it a thinjection as well when I have it. I'm going to copyright all these little phrases, etc. Yeah, so that's where I'm up to at the moment. I think, again, like I say, it's working, which is really good. I've set my own personal target, which is 14 stone 3 pounds. That isn't my goal weight ultimately, but it's the lowest weight that I've got to in the past few years. So I've still got a long way. You know, I'm 15 stone 12 and change at the moment. So I've still got well over a stone and a half to shed. But I think I can do it. Although I do have, we're going on holiday in 2 weeks' time to Tenerife. We've got it on an all-inclusive. This was before we even thought about sort of shedding weight. So let's hope that doesn't jeopardize anything. I'm still not too sure whether to have the injection before I go on holiday or skip the injection, enjoy the holiday, and then jump back on it when I come back. Your opinion matters to me, let's say. Okay, I can give myself advice. It might not be the right advice. What would you do? Seriously, you're about to go away on an all-inclusive holiday. I don't think I'm going to be pigging out. I think I'm still going to be self-conscious that I don't want to be putting loads of weight on. But would you take Mounjaro before you go on holiday? Let me know what you think. If you're still here now at this point in the video, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. The likes and the comments make this easier. Mounjaro does a really good job of making it okay and manageable, but it's nice to know that there's support there. Just before I go, actually, when it comes to support, I was asked a question. Well, I saw somebody else's video saying should they tell the family and friends. Now, I've chosen not to. Obviously my wife knows, and there's a couple of friends that know, but that's it. I don't want to put any more pressure on myself for losing weight than I have to. Again, your opinion can make me change my mind, I guess. What would you do? Do you tell everyone who you meet, you know, friends and family and work colleagues, to try and get the support, or do you keep it to yourself? I think I'm going to keep it to myself until somebody points out that I've lost weight, and then I'm not going to keep that secret. You know, how have you done it? I'm not going to say I've been jogging and marathons, etc. So I think I'll fess up then. But anything you can add, let me know. If you can like the video, if you can subscribe. If you subscribe to me and you're a Mounjaro user, comment, and what I'll do, I'll subscribe back, and we'll have a look at everyone's. We'll keep an eye on everyone's journey, and we'll see how it's going, because it's really intriguing me. Is this Mounjaro? It's working, and I wish I'd known about it years ago. Maybe this yo-yoing would have stopped ages ago, but who knows? Like I say, if you're still here at this point in the video, thank you very much, and I will possibly check in halfway through next week. Not too sure yet. I'll try to think of a topic or something. But failing that, I'll definitely be back next week, hopefully telling you about another loss, but we'll see. Okie dokie, thank you very much, and see you later.